Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Phil Wade with Dalton Wade Real Estate Group, and we're on Facebook Live today with Kiana,
Hello.
aka Kiki.
Yes.
And Lisa's holding
Good
the
morning.
phone. And today we're going to be chatting about conducting a more successful open house. I'm going to give you 10 tips that I've learned over the years will help bring more people to the open house. And then if they're not interested in that home, you'll have a better shot of actually converting them into a client on the buyer side. So the first one is to post the open house early in the MLS. The idea there, and what I mean by early, at least 5 days before the open house date. That way it has a chance to populate out on the internet, and people searching have a better shot of actually seeing it and then coming to the open house. If you post it too late or too close to the open house date, someone searched a couple days before, didn't see the open house, they might have had interest, but not enough to maybe contact their agent or contact you, they didn't show up. The next one is you can go into Zillow and Realtor.com and enhance your remarks. So those two sites probably account for, it's anywhere from 50 to 80% of the website searches on real estate now. So sometimes people might miss the little icon that there's an open house. So you can actually go into your Zillow or Realtor.com dashboard, and right at the beginning of the remarks section, add in, open house Sunday, January 14th, 1 to 2:30, and then then save it, and then obviously when someone's searching there, they're going to see that. Makes it easier for them to kind of pick up that there's an open house. If you do that, you need to go back in after the open house and edit it out. The next one is to promote your open house on Facebook. Been very successful with this, so you can post it. You don't have to spend a lot of money, $25, put your best picture, little description, sponsored ad, and then there'll be a button that says more information. Hopefully you have a CRM that ties into the MLS, and they'll click on that. They'll see, the CRM we use, Boomtown. That person will see 3 or 4 pictures and then be forced to register. And then typically about, it's not, it's somewhere around 1 out of 20 people. You'd be shocked at the number of people that click through, but not that many register. But even if you get 5 or 6 registrations, you've got 5 or 6 new leads at a very low cost per lead, and you might get some more people, to come to your open house. Anybody has any questions on how to do that, I'm certainly glad to help them. Have plenty of signage. You want to, the more signs, the better. And the idea with that is that there might be people that didn't see the open house but are kind of out there, decide to stop in, and you've driven more traffic to your open house, and you have a better shot of actually, meeting somebody and picking them up, as a buyer client. Get to the open house early. So that you're there. A lot of people will be, if it starts at 2, you'll have people there at 5 of 2 or 10 of 2. And if you're not there, then you just look really disorganized. You're rushing in, you're setting up, you're turning the lights on, and the person's in there, and it doesn't really give you, the best shot to interact with them. Because again, ultimately your first goal is to sell the home, but that doesn't happen all that often in an open house. And your second goal is to meet some buyers. The next one is to dress professionally. One of my recruiting strategies this year is to go to open houses and meet agents. I did that last weekend. I went to both Saturday and Sunday, went to about, 10 to 12 open houses. Somewhat disappointed in kind of how, the people weren't, some were, but not all, were really dressed professionally. Again, you're trying to make a good impression on the people that are coming through so that maybe they'll work with you. If you're in a t-shirt or sandals or shorts, it looks unprofessional. So business casual is the rule of the day. The next one is to log them, and this is another one I saw no one actually doing. Log them right into your CRM. Lisa's got her iPad here, and you have your iPad, you're in your Boomtown or whatever your CRM is, and instead of them having sign up on a piece of paper, you're asking them for their information and you're typing it in. That way, when they give you your email address, you just log it right in. And a lot of times what happens when people sign in on a piece of paper, you can't read the information, and then it becomes worthless. So you squandered a great opportunity. Plus, it makes you look really cool. You're the only one out there. I've seen very, very few agents use it. You just look technology savvy, which is a good thing. The next one is kind of part and parcel with that, is to ask if the people would like you to set them up with a property alert. You know, you can mention a lot of the websites, the data isn't so great. We all know some of the issues with Zillow having old, stale data. Again, if your CRM integrates with the MLS, you're getting them fresh data. You can set them up with a property alert. This way, you're right in front of them all the time. You'd be surprised. People do come back. They do look at those property alerts, and they may request a showing, and you've got yourself a buyer. The next one is, at that point, you've kind of logged them in. You set them up with a property alert. You want to do that initially. The next thing is to let them go, let them explore the house, give them some space, and off they go. And then you get a sense, when they're trying to wrap up, they'll start to make eye contact, and then, you want to walk over, ask them if they have any questions, try to, build that relationship. Lisa calls it bonding, try to bond with them. And, if they have questions, sometimes if it's not your listing and you're doing an open house for another agent, it's okay to say, hey, I don't know, but I'll get right back with you. And it's another sort of way for you to sort of interact with them at a later time. And then the last one is follow up with them. So if you've got their information, either their phone number, I like to email. I would send them an email, a personal email, a few hours after the open house, thanking them for coming, asking if they had any feedback. And again, it just shows you're sort of a top agent, because very, very few agents do that, if at all. So those are 10 tips to kind of help you do better, both in terms of getting more people to your open house, and once they're there, to represent yourself better. Any questions?
No, you covered it.
Any questions in Facebook land? Well, thanks for tuning in, and we'll be back next week with another great topic.
I don't really know how to stop it open.